If you're a parent of a toddler, you've probably experienced a public tantrum. You're out to dinner and your toddler loses it because they don't want the screwy pasta. Or you're at an amusement park and your toddler wants to get on the ride now. Or you're at the playground and your little one just doesn't want to leave. It can be overwhelming as a parent trying to navigate a toddler tantrum, especially when it feels like everyone's watching. This video will discuss how to manage public tantrums so that you can get through the moment and get home in one piece. How to prepare for them, manage them, and how to debrief after. I'm Dr. Mona, a pediatrician and mom. I help empower parents with easy to understand information so you can make the best choices for your family. Make sure to like this video and subscribe here to PedsDocTalk TV to stay up to date on the latest videos and new content. Looking for even more toddler parenting guidance? Make sure to grab one of my toddler courses or resources by visiting PedsDocTalk.com. Topics about picky eating, potty training, or every major issue toddlers go through in my Toddlers and Tantrums course. When approaching public tantrums, remember to prepare, manage, and assess. And you're going to want to watch this whole video to hear my cardinal rule of managing public tantrums. Preparation is helpful, but please manage your expectations. I find parents prepare for a certain situation with their child, which is important. But then when it doesn't go as they expected, they are met with frustration and disappointment. Your child is a child, and this isn't an exam you can prepare for and expect to always ace. There is a child's brain that has its own mind and wishes that can't always be controlled. Public tantrums are more likely to happen when tantrums in general are more likely. For example, if a child is tired or hungry. You can plan ahead by planning the event around nap or sleep times or taking snacks or meals on the go according to their schedule. However, this isn't always possible, so do your best with your routine and the public events that need to be done. Public tantrums can also happen due to boredom, so it's okay to bring a favorite toy or security item. Only bring it out if you need it. I recommend this because I like children to experience the sights and sounds of their surroundings and normalize that boredom is a normal feeling. Only use these things as a last resort if needed. Like for example, you're noticing them getting very fidgety or irritable, which happens before they have a full-blown meltdown. Also, when planning activities outside of the house, consider your child's temperament. Some kids get overstimulated easier than others. Some are good to go with the flow while others need more structure. If your child does better with routine or with some rest time during the day, try to avoid overscheduling your day. It may be best to spend the morning at home instead of the park if you're planning on going to a museum later in the afternoon or a birthday party. Again, all kids are different, and some may be able to handle a busy day of activity, but some may get overstimulated and may need more time to recharge, more one-on-one time or more time at home. And even with adequate sleep, some kids need some non-scheduled activities and solo playtime or with you, so look at your child's needs. Okay, so let's say you've tried all these things to prepare. You've prepped your child, made sure they are rested, well fed, comfortable, and yet they still start melting down. Welcome to parenthood. You did nothing wrong. But kids will be kids even with preparation, so don't sweat it. Let's cover some tips to navigate a toddler tantrum in a public setting. My cardinal rule with managing public tantrums: parent your child in public just as you would parent them in private. Don't let the judgmental eyes get you more frustrated than you normally would. Take that deep breath. You are not alone. It may feel incredibly isolating because judgmental eyes are looking at you, but during this moment, I want you to imagine that it's just you and your child in a room alone. Block out the noise and commentary and focus on this moment as you and your child will get through it together. Nobody else staring is the parent of your child. You got this. You're a rock star. We often feel like in public we have to put on a show or do something different. However, the reality is that this is a typical tantrum, but it's just in a public place. If you can, get down to their level, so kneel down, verbalize, stroke their back, or simply just let them have their moment. Yelling threats or spanking are not recommended, both in public or at home. You may consider distraction to exciting things in the environment or with a toy. Offer points of control if they're feeling dysregulated so they feel in control when their emotions are not. This could look like kneeling down and holding out 2 toys and letting them choose one. In some cases, they may cry more, but sometimes offering choice may help. I try to avoid distracting children with cell phones or tablets in public places or even in your home during a tantrum, because this can reduce their reliance on needing these when they're upset. It's reasonable to have these on hand while you're waiting, but don't let their tears be the reason you take the screen out. This can become a learned behavior, but if the screens are truly the only thing that work for your child to maintain your sanity, I'm all for it. But my hope is that we don't get into a screen time tantrum cycle where they cry because they know they're gonna get the screen. Also, don't explain social norms in the middle of the meltdown. I know we often do this because we have the judgmental eyes on us, but it doesn't really help. Saying things like, you have to be quiet, seems like it will work, but when a child is in the middle of a meltdown, their brain is not comprehending logic. You need to meet the emotional side of their brain that is firing right now with understanding and patience. Yes, it's hard, but it's the most helpful approach for your child. Consider leaving, but you don't always have to. If an event is a quiet event and your child is having a meltdown, you can make the decision to go into a corner or leave the room. Sometimes a change of scenery can also help dispel the tantrum. But sometimes you can't leave. For example, you're in a line at the grocery store or in an airplane, so do your best. We oftentimes feel we need to leave, and I think this is 100% reasonable for events where an exit is possible or the event is quieter. But sometimes you can stay. Sometimes you have to stay, because sometimes you will be in Target and have to finish your shopping list and you can't leave. Sometimes you'll be on an airplane waiting to deboard the plane. There will be moments where you can't leave with your toddler, or you need to finish what you're doing. This is okay. It's up to you to decide if you will leave or stay by assessing the situation and your child's behavior. This decision should not be influenced by the judgment of others. If you need to finish your grocery shopping, let them have their moment, talk them through it, be quiet, but move on. Debrief after the public tantrum. Public tantrums can feel overwhelming and embarrassing. Remember that the debrief can really help you and your child. Once your child has calmed down, remind them that they are safe and they are loved. Debriefing is most useful after 2.5. However, I do believe debriefs can help calm you down and revisit the event if your child is before this age. Talk about what happened, whether this is after they're calm or at a bedtime routine or bath time routine. You can't do this during the stage of dysregulation. Afterward, talking can help you and your child calm yourselves and also debrief on what can be done differently in the future and also reflecting on what was done well. Tantrums take a lot out of us as parents, especially those public ones. Talking and debriefing, even with a toddler or a child, can really help. I also know that so many parents are afraid of public tantrums that they just don't expose their children to events and places. We can't teach our children about experiences if we don't expose them. Okay, it's not worth it. It's okay to feel this way, but I don't want you to feel stuck or isolated thinking that you can't do public activities. You know your child best, you know your stress threshold the best. So if you feel like it will not bring you joy, that this event will not be worth it, then don't go. Here are some scripts if you need them during a public tantrum. How you deliver it and your tone matter even more so than what you're saying. I see you're really upset because of X, Y, and Z. I understand, and we're gonna be done soon. I can tell you really wanted X, Y, or Z, but you can't have it right now. Would you like this or this? Then show them their options. I see you're really upset. Mommy is right here. Take your moment if you need it. I'm not going anywhere. These can be used for tantrums where you are strolling around with them in a store, in an airport, or any place where you need to finish a task or can't leave. It's important to approach these statements in a matter-of-fact tone versus a question or with frustration. Do this so they understand that their big feelings don't bother you, and we're just gonna continue on. Sometimes it's also okay to just get really quiet and control your body language and facial expressions, then let them have their moment. I have done this and have also seen parents across the world when I travel do this too. We can normalize letting our children feel and not constantly trying to fix it. Your calm presence is something they will notice. And I often see that in public tantrums, we tend to want to swoop in or do things that we won't normally do in an indoor setting because of judgment. Try to remind yourself that all kids experience tantrums, and public tantrums are part of the norm of being a parent of a toddler. I hope this video helped you feel more confident in how to prevent and manage tantrums in public settings. And I would love to hear about your experiences. Have you found any tricks to help your toddler calm down during a public tantrum? Have you tried any of these tactics that I mentioned? Leave comments or questions below. And if you found this information helpful, please like and share this video, and make sure to subscribe to be the first to know about new videos published. This is how the channel continues to grow. And check out my toddler courses at PedsDocTalk.com for more information on toddler behavior and tantrums, potty training, and picky eating. I'll see you all next time for another video here on PedsDocTalk TV. Stay well.